As the group stepped into the inner depths of Ice and Fire Island, Xiao was the first to speak. So, this is the interior of Ice and Fire Island? The energy here is surprisingly thin. Everyone looked up, only to be greeted by an astonishing scene. They found themselves atop the volcanic crater, shaped elliptically, with circular pathways encircling the center. There was no road leading downward. Instead, at the volcano's core, seething lava raged in waves of intense heat. Ice and Fire Island is indeed shrouded in mystery, making it an ideal place to imprison the wicked, Yu Yifeng remarked with a faint smile. It seems there's no way down? Lu Qing commented, her gaze flickering as she surveyed their surroundings. Ice and Fire Island has 10 levels, each an isolated space, Lei Shi explained. To reach the next level, we must defeat the guardian of the current one. So, since this is a prison for villains, there are likely 10 of them confined here, Xiao mused aloud. Indeed, 10 individuals are imprisoned here, Devourer of Souls murmured, though calling them villains is... Xiao hesitated, about to ask more but held back. These 10 were once good people, Devourer of Souls continued with a slight shake of his head. Yet, through betrayals, schemes, or the pain of family separations, they committed grave mistakes. Let's go. The entrance is over there. We should head over to check it out, Shueyu directed, leading the group toward the shimmering entryway of the 10th level. This entrance is sealed with a formidable power, Yu Yifeng explained. While it won't suppress our strength, once inside, we cannot leave unless we either defeat the Guardian or are defeated ourselves. Defeating the Guardians offers rewards, rare treasures unique to each level, a kind of prize for challengers, he added. But the Guardians themselves change each time, growing progressively stronger with every level. Strange, Xiao noted a trace of confusion in Devourer of Souls. Is something wrong, Elder? He asked through a soul link. Yu Yifeng isn't lying, but he omitted that while rare treasures appear after defeating Guardians, the prison itself also alters, perhaps to release someone. Devourer of Souls chuckled. He likely has a particular prisoner in mind to save. That crafty fellow, Xiao thought, growing more cautious of Yu Yifeng and his party. Stay alert. There are many formidable beings here, which makes this island an ideal training ground for you, Devourer of Souls advised. Unless necessary, I won't intervene. Most of them know me, and my appearance would defeat the purpose of your training. And this time, I'll help you absorb a battle soul, which will greatly increase your strength. With that and your 2-star Dosien rank, you'll handle most foes without fear. You'll breeze through the Eastern Continent competition. Good. Xiao eyes lit up, knowing that possessing a battle soul would indeed enhance his combat abilities. Captain, shall we proceed? We've been here before. The 10th level's guardian is no big deal, Earth Monkey remarked, glancing at the entrance. Hold on. The guardians on this island change constantly. Last time, we faced a soul beast, Mystic Sky Spirit Eagle, at mid 2-star Dosien in the 10th level. Though it was easy to defeat, we might encounter something different this time, Yu Yifeng cautioned. Brother Xiao, may I ask about your current soul strength? Yu Yifeng turned to Xiao. Last time, they defeated the Mystic Sky Spirit Eagle and obtained the precious Earth Dragon Blood Crystal. Yet in the 9th level, they had endured a brutal soul attack that nearly ended them despite their hidden skills. I'm close to the immortal realm, Xiao replied, not concealing his progress. Grand perfection of heavenly grade of the Emperor realm? Lu Qing's melodic voice echoed in astonishment. Lu Qing had trained in soul power as well, though hers hadn't yet reached grand perfection. It is well known that soul power is the most difficult to cultivate. To achieve the grand perfection of heavenly grade in the Emperor realm at such a young age speaks volumes about Xiao terrifying mastery over soul power. Is it really the grand perfection of heavenly grade? Yu Yifeng laughed loudly upon hearing this. Yes, Xiao nodded lightly. That's wonderful, Yu Yifeng said, bursting into laughter. The last time they entered the 9th level, they were instantly defeated by the Guardian's incredibly powerful soul power. They didn't even get a chance to see the Guardian's true form before being ejected from Ice and Fire Island. However, Yu Yifeng had a vague sense that to deal with that Guardian, they would likely need to find someone whose soul power reached at least the heavenly grade of the Emperor realm. This was also why they were willing to auction off the precious Earth Dragon Blood Crystal. But Xiao Yan's soul power was not merely heavenly grade. It was the grand perfection of heavenly grade. Yue Feng couldn't help but laugh aloud. If they encountered that guardian again, with Xiao Yan as their protector, the Hawkeye squad would certainly be capable of a fight. The only question was whether they would run into it again. Now that we're fully prepared, let's go, Yue Feng said. Xiaoyi, stick with me on this trip. Learn as much as you can, and don't panic if danger arises. Shueyu, Earth Monkey, you two are in charge of protecting Miss Lu Qing. Lei Shi, Xiao Yan is in your hands, Yue Feng arranged. Understood. Shueyu, Earth Monkey, and Lei Shi all replied with smiles. This guy, Xiao Yan, is not only powerful, but his soul power is also incredible, and he possesses sacred flame. Looks like I'll have to find some time to have a good chat with him. The extraterritorial evil clan's attack is imminent. If he could give us the sacred flame, the strength of our holy court's upper ranks would be greatly enhanced. He would be a lifelong friend of the holy court. Even if not, just being a good friend with him would be more than enough, Lu Qing said, her beautiful eyes fixed on Xiao Yan. And I wonder if there's any trace of sacred flame on Ice and Fire Island. According to my teacher, there are fluctuations of sacred flame in the ferocious soul domain of the ghost realm. In the Eastern continent, during the Four Continents competition, I hope we won't disappoint our teacher's expectations, Lu Qing thought to herself. I wonder if this Ice and Fire Island can help me break through to the immortal soul level. Xiao Yan's gaze became intense. Soul power, huh? I remember there's a guardian. At that time, just let Xiao Yan swallow it whole. What Xiao Yan didn't know was that everything he just said was overheard by the Devourer of Souls. Let's go, everyone said, transforming into streaks of light and entering the entrance to the 10th level. Whoosh! The 7 members of the Hawkeye squad surged into the space where the 10th level guardian resided. After all, to proceed further, they had to continuously defeat the guardians. This is a forest? As they entered the space of the 10th level guardian, a vast expanse of greenery suddenly came into view. Thud thud. The massive forest rapidly enlarged in their vision, causing Xiao Yan's body to tremble violently as his Do Chi Si reacted. What's going on? Xiao Yan was immediately alarmed because he felt an odd fluctuation coming from the battle core in his body. Wood attribute? In the next moment, Xiao Yan realized the cause of the disturbance. It turned out that the battle core of his wood attribute was emitting urgent waves. The forest here was so rich in wood attribute that, with Xiao Yan having awakened his wood attribute, the wood-type battle soul inside him was ecstatic, like a thirsty person encountering an oasis in the desert. Quiet down. You're my trump card. You can't reveal yourself yet, Xiao Yan urged, activating his fire-type battle core and the flame mantra to suppress the wood-type battle core. Though he had awakened his wood attribute, Xiao Yan had not yet begun cultivating wood-type Do skills, so using wood-type Do Chi was out of the question. This space seems a bit abnormal, Yue Feng observed. This forest is filled with dense wood and earth attributes, but I also sense something terrifying lurking around, Yue Feng said, scanning the area, his sight obstructed by the towering trees. In the realm of Do Xian, the strength of Do skills, techniques, and the relationship between attributes can greatly affect the outcome of a battle. Xiao Yan, my young brother, can you sense any guardian creatures in this forest? Yue Feng asked. Okay, in this space, there seemed to be only one creature, and it was currently not far from us. Before long, Xiao Yan, using his soul power to probe, relayed the information he had gathered. So close? Earth Monkey gasped, a sense of foreboding washing over him. Strange, why do I feel a slight chill? Among the 7 present, only Lu Qing felt something unusual, though she kept her thoughts to herself, mumbling softly. He should be in the pool up ahead, Shueyu began to say, but Lu Qing interrupted. Oh. Xiao Yan raised an eyebrow, surprised that Lu Qing had voiced exactly what he was about to say. As he tried to probe into Lu Qing's background, his soul energy crumbled upon reaching a 3-foot radius around her. It seems she has some artifact that blocks detection. Xiao Yan, reaching a dead end, decided not to press further. Captain Yu, let's go take a look together, Xiao suggested. Your strength? Yu Yifeng hesitated, initially planning to investigate alone, but Xiao suggestion made him pause. Don't worry, I can handle myself, Xiao assured him with a smile. Let's move. Without another word, Yu Yifeng and Xiao set off toward the pool, while the others stayed behind. We'll wait here for now. Shuiyu and the others began moving around, attempting to investigate the forest. Meanwhile, in a concealed spot not far from Shuiyu's group, a shadowy figure slowly emerged. Almost lost them. Yu Yifeng, I spent a hefty sum hiring you all. Don't disappoint me, the figure murmured before fading back into the shadows. Puff, puff, puff. What's that sound? Yu Yifeng, now advancing at a slower pace with Xiao through the cover of trees and shrubs, noticed a peculiar noise. It's coming from up ahead, Xiao said, feeling an intense pressure emanating from that direction. The force was so overwhelming that it disrupted his breathing and aura, but thanks to his flame mantra, he managed to suppress the sensation after a single breath. Let's go. The two exchanged a glance, then sped up, soon arriving at the forest's edge to witness a breathtaking scene. Initially, Xiao soul perception had suggested a large pool, but upon approaching, he realized his error. Before them lay a vast, boundless sea. Crystal blue water flowed gently, generating a rolling sound of waves that, strangely enough, could not be heard within the forest. Only at the water's edge did the sound become deafening. What is that? Yu Yifeng's gaze fell on something within the water, his voice catching as he raised a hand to point. An ancient frost ape. Xiao, experienced and knowledgeable, instantly recognized the massive creature resting in the sea. The beast stood over 100 meters tall, its massive limbs radiating a destructive power. Half of its body lay submerged, while the other half stretched above the water's surface as if basking in the sun after a satisfying meal. The loud, grating noise was, unmistakably, its snores. This creature's strength is likely at the late 2-star Dou level, Xiao said in a low voice. Late 2-star Dou, is it? Yu Yifeng murmured. I should be able to subdue it and save us time in reaching the next level. You assist from the side. With that, Yu Yifeng's aura surged, and a fierce, overwhelming energy radiated from him. He probably has no idea of the ancient frost ape's true power. Xiao chose not to warn him, recalling Yu Yifeng's previous secrecy. Besides, he was curious to see how Yu Yifeng's destructive power would measure up. Roar! As Yu Yifeng's power surged, the enormous beast's eyes snapped open, instantly locking onto him. Beast, dare you challenge me? Surrounded by a wind-type Dou aura, Yu Yifeng stood in midair above the sea, calling out to the ancient frost ape below. Roar! The beast's eyes narrowed in response to his taunt, its aura surging to its peak. The battle was about to begin. The ancient frost ape was more than just a brute force entity. When it activated its frost ability, its defense would rise to a new level, rendering ordinary attacks ineffective against it. Xiao gaze shifted to observe the scene before him. In the sky, Yu Yifeng faced off against the ancient frost ape, who had been rudely awakened from its sleep on the water's surface and looked intensely furious. The auras of the two were evenly matched. Humph! Human! I hate nothing more than being disturbed during my sleep, snarled the ancient frost ape, its beastly eyes flashing with rage, exuding an overwhelming force that pressed directly toward Yu Yifeng. Soul beasts and magical beasts both shared the same lineage, though they were known by different names in the human and ghost realms. Once soul beasts reached the Dou level, they possessed intelligence on par with humans, so speaking human language was quite natural. Enough chatter. Surrender now, or I'll obliterate you. Yu Yifeng said coldly from above. Humph. A 3-star Dou is indeed formidable, but you've forgotten this is my territory, scoffed the ancient frost ape. As it spoke, the frost ape leapt suddenly, appearing instantly on the water's surface, standing with perfect balance. This creature can stand on water. Could it be a water type? Yu Yifeng, surrounded by the green winds of Dou power, stared intently at the frost ape from above. Roar! Without pause, the The frost ape raised its enormous arm and plunged it into the water, summoning massive water pillars, each dozens of meters high, and launching them toward Yue Feng. Swish! These water pillars, infused with the frost ape's unique power, rippled with a terrifying force as they shot toward Yue Feng. Tricks of the trade. Yue Feng sneered, remaining calm as a whirlwind of azure wind suddenly rotated around him. With this formidable spatial turbulence, he effortlessly dispersed the fierce water columns. Interesting. The frost ape was stunned, realizing the power of this human. Its own strength was enough to rival a late 2-star Do Xian, yet this opponent's might was astounding. If it held back any further, it might be swiftly defeated. Frost power. Without hesitation, the frost ape raised its voice in a fierce declaration. This creature, just as Yue Feng was preparing to counterattack, he was momentarily taken aback. A silvery frost layer began to spread over the frost ape's colossal body, which hovered just above the water's surface. This silver frost enveloped it entirely, like a warrior clad in impenetrable armor. The frost ape's defense was already strong, but with its frost ability, it's now in another league altogether. Wind attributes have decent destructive power, but in the frost ape's own territory, Xiao, hidden among the branches, observed the unfolding battle and murmured quietly, "Damn it, I underestimated it." Yue Feng cursed to himself, watching as the frost ape fortified itself. Originally, he could have managed a lethal strike on this late 2-star Do Xian frost ape, but with its reinforced defense, the fight was bound to drag out. Roar! The frost ape, now fully armored in frost, slammed its massive fists against its chest, issuing a thunderous roar, ready to battle Yue Feng to the death. "Beast, come at me." Yue Feng's face twisted with determination as radiant azure Do Qi coalesced in his hand, emitting a fearsome wave of power. "Ice sword rain," roared the frost ape. Instantly, countless water droplets rose from beneath the surface, transforming into razor-sharp ice swords in an instant. Thousands of these icy blades shot toward Yue Feng, enough to turn any lesser fighter into a pincushion. "Haha, excellent. Now, taste the power of the wind." Feng Qianren. Yue Feng laughed loudly, brandishing a massive rectangular wind blade formed from concentrated azure Do Qi. With a sweeping motion, he launched it toward the frost ape below. Zzz. As the condensed wind blade took shape, an ear-piercing whistling sound filled the air. The surrounding space even trembled slightly from the sheer power of the attack as it tore through the air toward its target. Whoosh! Surprisingly, the terrifying energy contained within the thousands of ice swords was effortlessly pierced by the wind blades. After penetrating the ice swords one by one, the momentum and power of the wind blades remained undiminished, shooting straight toward the ancient frost ape below. "This guy, he's so strong," muttered the ancient frost ape, unable to hold back his surprise as he witnessed the scene. Yue Feng's wind blades had been compressed to their absolute limit, and with his strength far surpassing that of the ancient frost ape, this overwhelming situation was inevitable. "Ancient frost ape, prepare to die." Yue Feng roared, his voice resounding as he watched the wind blades tear through the ice swords effortlessly. "Though your power is overwhelming, don't underestimate my defenses," replied the ancient frost ape defiantly. Rather than dodging, he braced himself, relying on his powerful body and the icy defenses surrounding him to withstand Yue Feng's wind blades head-on. "Very well, have it your way." Seeing this, Yue Feng clenched his hand, and the wind blades surged forward at an even greater speed, striking the ancient frost ape with blinding speed, almost invisible to the naked eye. Boom, boom, boom. The terrifying wind blades collided with the ape's body, yet failed to make a breakthrough, only producing harsh sounds as they clashed repeatedly with the thick ice layer protecting the ancient frost ape. "Ha ha ha. A 3-star Do Xian, and this is all you've got?" The ancient frost ape laughed heartily, mocking the ineffectiveness of the attacks. "Don't laugh too soon. It's already too late," Yue Feng smirked in response. As his words fell, the wind blades suddenly expanded within the ancient frost ape's beastly eyes, exploding with fierce intensity in the next moment. Boom, boom, boom. In the face of such a close-range blast, even the ape's formidable defenses were helpless. Blinding flames and gusts erupted, and the ancient frost ape's life force rapidly waned under the onslaught. It's over. Yue Feng dusted off his hands and glanced down at Xiao Yin. This Yue Feng, he's indeed quite skilled, Xiao Yin murmured to himself, stepping forward as he realized the guardian of the 10th level had been defeated. It was time to claim their spoils. Captain Yu, that was an impressive move, Xiao Yin said, leaping over to join Yue Feng. With our team's strength, the 9th and 10th levels are manageable, Yue Feng remarked with a slight smile. Our true objective lies on the 8th level. As the two conversed, the energy from the explosion gradually dissipated, revealing a pulsing dark opening where the ancient frost ape's body had vanished. What's that? Xiao Yan's gaze locked onto the dark portal as he voiced his surprise. That's the exit, Yue Feng said. With the ancient frost ape defeated, the 10th level's challenge is complete. Let's gather everyone and leave. After we collect our rewards, it's on to the 9th level. With that, Yue Feng headed back toward the main group. They've been gone a long time. Do you think? One of the remaining team members murmured with concern. Earth Monkey, you're the quickest. Go check on them, commanded Lei Shi, whose steady demeanor and strength gave him natural authority within the group. All right. Without hesitation, Earth Monkey nodded, setting off toward where Yue Feng and Xiao Yin had disappeared. Who's there? Earth Monkey called out sharply, sensing a powerful aura approaching from the front. It's us, came a familiar, cheerful voice. Xiao Yin. Captain. A moment later, two familiar figures emerged, and Earth Monkey greeted them excitedly. The guardian of the 10th level has been dealt with. Let's move, Yue Feng announced to the rest of the team. Finished already? Lu Qing's eyes sparkled as she heard the news. Yet the rest of Hawkeye Squad seemed unsurprised. After all, the guardian was only at the strength of a 2-star Do Xian. Considering Yue Feng's level as a 3-star Do Xian, the challenge had been expected to be manageable. Let's go, everyone nodded, heading toward the dark portal that marked the exit from the guardian's domain. With a soft rumble, the entire group stepped through, and the dark portal closed behind them. This ice and fire island truly is a marvel, Yu Xiaoye remarked, looking around as they emerged from the peculiar space of the 10th level and found themselves in a corridor illuminated by a faint glow, its destination unknown. It seems this ice and fire island connects to some dangerous realm, and the guardians of its 10 levels must come from there. All these factors contribute to the mystery of Ice and Fire Island. However, if one wishes to investigate further, it seems the only way is to enter the first layer. Yue Feng said slowly. The first layer? Xiao Yin raised an eyebrow upon hearing this. He clearly noticed a trace of fear that emerged on Yue Feng's face when he mentioned the first layer. What kind of powerful creatures are there in the first layer? Moreover, Ice and Fire Island might not be as simple as it seems. Xiao Yin thought to himself. Stop thinking about it. Don't even mention the first layer of Ice and Fire Island. Even any guardian from the first 3 layers could easily tear all of you apart. So, you should already guess the strength of the evil beings imprisoned in the first 3 layers. Their power is enough to shake the heavens. Even if you use Sacred Flame's flame mantra or the power of your clan mark, you would likely be no match for them. Of course, if you were to unleash the Yama of the 10th King from your clan mark, that would be a different story. At the end, the Devourer of Souls seemed to think it was inappropriate and added again. The first 3 layers, huh? Would the guardians and the imprisoned evil beings be stronger than you, senior? Xiao Yin chuckled upon hearing this. Kid, don't underestimate me, the Devourer of Souls. If I were at my peak, these guys wouldn't even be worthy of carrying my shoes, the Devourer of Souls quickly clarified. The spoils are up ahead. Just as the Devourer of Souls finished speaking, Yue Feng's voice came from ahead. Upon hearing this, everyone slowly followed, rounding a few corners until a golden treasure chest suddenly appeared in front of them. Is this the spoils? Xiao Yin said, his voice a little hesitant. Shuiyu, open it, Yue Feng said directly, not wanting to waste any more time. Their Yu family held a prominent position in the eastern continent of the Ghost Realm, but this mission to Ice and Fire Island to rescue the evil beings imprisoned in one of the layers was directly ordered by a powerful figure above. Even though the Yu family had a good relationship with the Holy Court, no one could guarantee their safety. Everything depended on themselves. Okay. Xiao agreed, then quickly moved toward the golden chest. Creak. Xiao approached the chest, and without using unnecessary force, lightly touched the chest. With a gentle lift of both hands, the chest opened instantly. Anything good? The Earth Monkey couldn't help but ask. Last time, they weren't well prepared. After defeating the Guardian of the 10th layer, they had obtained items like the Earth Dragon Blood Crystal. A scroll? Xiao showed no joy, frowning as he stared at the scroll that stood quietly inside the chest. For a moment, he didn't know what to do. A scroll? Xiao, who hadn't expected much, especially as he was merely a fighter, naturally had no need to compete with them. However, upon hearing Xiao, his interest was immediately piqued. A scroll? Everyone walked closer, trying to examine it. Indeed, it's a scroll, but the aura on this scroll is so faint. Could it be incomplete? Lei Shi's sharp eyes quickly uncovered its secret. I don't think so. This scroll seems more like a Do skill method. Yu Yifeng, too, was at a loss, clearly not knowing what it was despite his extensive experience. This is a fire-type Do skill. How about you let me take it? Xiao said with a cheerful laugh. A fire-type Do skill? The others were momentarily silent upon hearing this. All right, you can have it. After Yu Yifeng examined it, finding nothing particularly special, he smiled. Since that's the case, I won't be polite, Xiao said, then gently wrapped the scroll in flames and carefully placed it into his storage ring. After doing all this, Xiao couldn't help but grin. This scroll was no fire-type Do skill. It was clearly a wood-type defensive Do skill. Xiao, who had a full array of offensive techniques, was lacking in defense. Acquiring this item was like adding wings to a tiger. The reason the scroll appeared dull was that it could only shine to its fullest when activated by the power of a wood-type Do Xian. Once Xiao mastered this wood-type Do skill, with both fire and wood attributes, he would be practically invincible at the same level. All right, we've got the item. Let's go, Yu Yifeng said as he saw Xiao safely store the scroll. I wonder what kind of evil beings are imprisoned in the 10th layer. Lu Qing, being of the light attribute, felt an inexplicable sense of revulsion toward the passage. She naturally wouldn't compete with Xiao for the scroll. Her background was quite powerful, and such items were within easy reach with just a stretch of her hand. Let's go anyway, we can't avoid it. It's a good opportunity to show you all, Yu Yifeng said, not overly surprised by the situation. Yu Yifeng had indeed concealed the truth from Xiao before. After defeating the Guardian and obtaining the spoils, the passage would directly lead to the current level's prison for evildoers. To enter the next level, one had to pass through the prison for evildoers of the previous level. Hoo-hoo. The group adjusted themselves, then, using the light from the passage, they proceeded deeper. However, the eerie and sinister gusts of wind coming from the depths sent a chill down their spines. There's another stone door here? After a short while, the group arrived at a stone door. Such a powerful seal energy on this stone door, Xiao, standing at the center of the group, said with vigilance in his eyes. Strange, when we entered the 10th level, we didn't encounter this kind of stone door. The Earth Monkey couldn't help but speak up. When they had defeated the Guardian of the 10th level, the evildoer imprisoned in that level had been a man at the peak of Do Di. This man was strong in both mind and power. In his youth, he had been a genius of a sect, but unfortunately, he had been manipulated by a traitor who incited him to massacre his fellow disciples and brothers. This caused a stir among the high-ups of the Ghost Realm, leading to his capture and imprisonment on Ice and Fire Island. The seal on this stone door is extremely strong. We can't break it forcefully, or the sealing power will lock away all of our strength. Let me have a look, Xiao said as he saw a few people preparing to take action, his expression serious. All right. Xiao and the others didn't have any ideas at the moment, so when Xiao spoke, they readily agreed and stepped back a few paces, leaving space for him. I'll take a look too. In the next moment, Lu Qing lightly stepped forward and came to Xiao Yan's side. However, Xiao Yan didn't notice that Lu Qing had intentionally moved closer, as if with ulterior motives. Thus, Xiao Yan and Lu Qing stood together outside the stone door, their figures overlapping under the glow from the passage, creating an image of a pair of celestial lovers, envied by all. Not long after, just as Xiao Yan was about to investigate the stone door, a sudden sharp pain shot through his chest. What's wrong? Lu Qing asked, noticing his discomfort. She had originally intended to use something to investigate which sacred flame resided within Xiao Yan, and it was when she got too close that Xiao Yan let out a painful scream. Heh, it's nothing, Xiao Yan said, deliberately creating some distance between himself and Lu Qing. The pain in his chest slowly subsided. The pain had come from the sacred flame heart, which was actually the manifestation of Mu Yingying. It seemed that the sacred flame heart had reacted to Lu Qing's proximity, as though Mu Yingying had become jealous of her closeness to Xiao Yan. Xiao Yan felt helpless, unable to express his frustration. The sealing power on this stone door is arranged in a special pattern, Lu Qing said, seeing her plan fail. She didn't press the issue, but instead gazed at the faint light on the stone door, speaking softly. I have a way. Everyone, step back a little, Xiao Yan instructed. He closed his eyes and gently placed his hand on the stone door. Whoosh! The moment his hand touched the door, a cold sensation swept over him. Fortunately, Xiao Yan had the sacred flame, so it didn't cause him much harm. Break! Before long, Xiao Yan's vast soul power detected the pattern of the sealing energy on the door. At a certain moment, a brilliant wave of energy suddenly burst forth, and the sealing power visibly began to fade. This guy. The others couldn't help but admire Xiao Yan even more as they watched the scene. Boom! Within just a few breaths, the stone door was completely opened by Xiao Yan. Who? Let's go. With the stone door open, Xiao Yan smiled and said. As soon as his words fell, the group moved forward, entering the stone door and heading deeper. Drip, drip, drip. The sound of dripping water behind the stone door was particularly jarring. Is someone coming? From the very depths, a voice of anticipation echoed. A voice? Xiao Yan immediately detected the source of the sound and led the group toward it. So this is the evildoer of the 10th level? In their line of sight appeared a long, pitch-black corridor, perfectly straight. At the center lay an enormous stone, and atop it sat a young girl around 10 years old. The girl was confined to the massive stone, which emitted an invisible force, completely suppressing her abilities. She had a delicate face, soft features, and long, beautiful hair that cascaded down her shoulders, accentuating her gentle appearance. Isn't this a bit too cruel? Lu Qing murmured with a slight frown, feeling a pang of sympathy as she watched the scene unfold. A 10-year-old girl, locked away in a dark, secluded place. One couldn't help but feel sorry for her. Big brother, could you let me out? This strange stone is making me suffer so much. The girl looked at Xiao Yan with an expression of feigned innocence, knowing that only he might be able to set her free. Wait, this little one's power level is actually at the early stage of a 1-star Docian? Xiao Yan, taken aback by her words, realized that her strength was nearly identical to his. Don't be deceived by appearances, Yu Yifeng said calmly. I'm not sure what this creature has done, but only the most malevolent souls end up imprisoned on Ice and Fire Island. Let's move on. Leave her be, Xiao Yan added, sensing that something about this girl felt off. Oh, mister, I know where the person you're looking for is. The girl, hands and feet bound to the stone, smirked playfully at Yu Yifeng. Her grin carried a taunting edge.